My name is Manuel Inguanzo. I work for the City of Miami Police Department. I've been working for the City of Miami Police Department for almost 20 years.
And what is your rank now?
Right, corporal.
Corporal. Do you know anything about the history of the police force?
It was established in 1896 when the City of Miami was incorporated. Yeah, basically.
What are the different types of uniforms? Do they
The City of Miami, with the uniform they use a dark blue uniform, which is to signify. Well, actually, it came around because of the military. The Marines would wear different blue uniforms. The county, Miami-Dade County, they wear a brown uniform because they're actually considered sheriffs. One of the symbols that you most frequently see as you're driving around, you'll see a little flag with a little black with a thin blue line in it, signifying that the officers are the light or the blue line in darkness of the wolf.
Are there any codes used to use with communication?
Our codes, when we use our radio, we try not to use any normal conversation, just because of the media might be listening to the radio, even though they know our codes, or bad guys might be listening to it, and if they don't know their codes, it'll be better. Like if we need, like for example, if I need another police officer to come to help me, I would say 15 with me.
Oh.
Or if I'm in an emergency, I'm in a fight or something with somebody, I would have to call for 315, and they would come rushing.
How do people join the police force?
You would have to first take a test. There's a standardized test that you take, like an entrance to a college exam. From then on, they go to an academy where you learn laws and psychology and human diversity, defensive tactics. We also doing physical running and push-ups and stuff like that. So you go to an academy, you go to that, and then as the years go on, as you're in the department, you could take other criminal justice classes.
So how long would you say that it is to do the training?
The training in the City of Miami, it's six months in the academy, and then you do 4 months out on the street.
What would you say was the hardest part of training?
I guess the learning of the laws, because it's very black and white. But in being the law being black and white, there's still a lot of gray in there. In deciphering which law is which is the burglary with a theft, with a larceny or a battery. So you have to that part, just deciphering.
What is the biggest misconception about police officers?
That we're all mean, and that we hate everybody, and that we're angry, and we don't like donuts.
Do you have any certain rituals or routines that you go through daily when you work? Or
when I work, the only thing that I do routinely is pray. I pray when I come in. I pray during my call of duty, and I pray after I finish.
What would you say is the most common criminal that you all have?
We have a lot of criminals that are crimes of opportunity. Those are the guy that's walking down in a parking lot, sees a person inside in a car, breaks the window, steals the purse. Or they see a wallet sitting on a counter on an outdoor cafe and comes walking by and steals it because the people weren't paying attention because they're all talking.
What about people that give you the hardest time?
Usually the people that are drunk, or high on drugs, when they're under the influence of some kind of a narcotic. Those are the people that usually give you the hardest time. They want to fight, they want to argue, they want to prove their point when they're wrong.
Which holiday has the highest crime rate, or are they all the same?
Holiday would be like Memorial weekends and stuff, just because we have a lot of college kids that come down from other parts of the state, and they think that this is that they can do whatever they want, drinking, and it has to do with a lot of the drinking aspects of it.
What's the first thing that's done when investigating a murder case?
As a patrolman that I am, what we do is we go over there, we make sure that we secure the scene. Securing the scene, what it means is putting up the yellow tape, making sure that nobody touches the body, make sure that nobody touches any evidence that we might see, any weapons, guns, even the small cigarette butt or something like that. We secure that. We separate all the victims, all the witnesses. All the witnesses are separated in different police cars. We had tried to identify anybody else, any family members of the deceased person, trying to find out who it is or what happened or why is this person dead. If anything else, then we contact the detectives. The detectives show up. They're the ones that take all the witnesses and family members over to the station to do more in-depth interview with them, with the witnesses and victims over there. Once that happens, our crime scene investigators come on, our CSI, what you've been seeing on TV. Our CSI comes in. They're the ones that are collecting evidence. Everything is evidence. Everything is evidence. Taking photos. Once all the evidence is taken up, once all the photos are taken up, we have our ME, the medical examiner shows up. Medical examiner, what he does, examines the body where it is on the field. Taking pictures of everything as they flip them around, they turn them around, they look at to see how many gunshots he has. They take them then, from there, they take them to the ME's office. They're doing their investigation on where the bullet or what it is that actually caused the person's death. And back at the station, we're waiting for phone calls or anything of anybody that might know, so they might call anonymously.
Oh, okay. What is it like to arrest somebody?
It's not a nice thing. It's not a great feeling when you're arresting a person that might have just made a mistake. But it definitely feels great when you're taking in somebody that has done something horrific.
What made you want to become a police officer?
It was put in my heart from a long time ago, is just to be able to take care of other people that they can't take care of themselves. So it's always been put in my heart to do that.
Are there any specific rules when handling weapons like tasers, pepper spray, guns?
Safety. All that is safety. You never point it unless you're going to use it. Your taser, you never point it at anybody unless you're going to use it. We have to test it daily. Our pepper spray, you shouldn't point it at anybody unless you're going to use it. If there's a big emergency where we have a robber that has higher weapons or stronger weapons than us, most police officers now are carrying big rifles or big guns that are in there. I have it inside the car now because I haven't taken it down. With this is so we could meet. They have the people out on the street, the criminals and stuff. They have high-powered rifles now, and we have to match, what they have to try to protect ourselves.
So is that the weapon that you use, or do you have?
This is my weapon. I have this one. I have this. It's a Bushmaster. I have this in case that I encounter somebody with a big gun, a bank robber or a home invasion, robbery, where there's a lot of guns that have that. But on my side, I usually carry a Glock 40, which is 40 caliber handgun. I have a baton. It's a metal asp. It's like a metal stick, and I carry a taser also.
What's been your most rewarding experience?
I was able to jump into the Miami River at 4 o'clock in the morning on a November day when it was cold. I was able to save 2 people out of the river, out of a car that had gone inside the water. Myself and a partner of mine. I was able to save them. We had 1 fatality. We couldn't get them out of the car.
Most exciting experience or story?
Just chases. When you get into car chases late at night with violent felons and you catch them. Those are rewarding and exciting. In the car, between 13 and 14 hours every day. This is my office. Inside here you have a lot of the stuff, a lot of things that are personal. The computer we use to run cars. So if I'm stopping a car, usually I'll run the tag. Running the tag means it's trying to get the FCFC, NCIC information on it. Who's the owner? Whether their driver's license is expired or suspended, they have a good driver's license, where they live. The lights that we use, that's all the little buttons with the different yelps and sounds that happen. Alright, so here are the lights that I was showing you. And there's different codes. Like you have a code 1, when you turn it on, it's just lights. Now right now you won't hear anything. A code 2, it's a little bit more lights. That's when you're running a little bit faster. And then a code 3 is with all the lights and sirens, and then you can press these things. And then these are just different toggle switches and lights and stuff. But these are all the sounds on there. protect us while we're driving, we have a cage in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but that's that thin blue line that I was telling you about. That's right there. We have this cage. It's a plastic plexiglass. Doesn't break very easily because they've hit it pretty hard, and it doesn't break very easily. You see, it's really hard. Even if they hit it, it doesn't break. A plastic seat also. We used to have the two seats. The bottom seat where you sat down was cushy, and the back that was cushioned. And what people would do is they would stick guns and knives and drugs if we didn't find it on them when we patted them down, and we would have to take out the guns and knives and drugs out from the back of it. So now they came up with this one. The seat is one piece. They can't get put and hide anything there. They try to hide it on the other side, or in the front they can't.
Are there any health issues or any risks within the police force?
Fortunately, we hold one of the highest alcoholism, divorce, abuse, just because of the stress of the job. We also have a lot of problems with people that retire reference our hearts. Because we're used to the excitement and then calm down, and then excitement and then calm down, and you could be sitting there eating something and suddenly you have to rush out and you're seeing a baby that went through a window of a car. I've had several near-death experience, from car crashes to almost being thrown over from the 31st floor of a building, over the balcony.
Have you ever lost anybody that you've known or worked with before?
Yes. I had a buddy of mine that his name was Carlos, and what he did was, I was gonna say his last name, but his name is Carlos. Carlos went. He was doing a report for a bridge attendant that had broken into his car, and as he's walking to the bridge attendant, the bridge was up, and there was like a hole where the back of the bridge goes down, and he fell through the hole, like 40 feet, hit a rock, and he ended up dying on duty. So yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you lay your life down so a stranger can live? Can you take what you need, take less than you give? Could you close every day without the glory and fame? Could you hold your head high when no one knows your name? That's how legends